Hi there everyone. Welcome to Body Language Interpreted. Aman here. Let's have a look at Salman Khan and the hit-and-run case. The Salman Khan hit-and-run case refers to an incident that occurred on the 28th of September, 2002. Mr. Khan was involved in a car accident in Mumbai, whereby a group of people sleeping on the sidewalk were hit by his vehicle. It is suspected that Salman was driving his Land Cruiser, with his bodyguard Ravindra Patil and singer Kamal Khan also in the vehicle. Salman Khan allegedly drove into the American Express bakery in Bandra. His car ran over 5 people who were sleeping on the pavement, killing one and injuring the others. The allegation against Salman was that he was driving under the influence of alcohol when the accident occurred. In 2006, Salman Khan was charged with culpable homicide not amounting to murder. The trial began, and he denied all allegations. His defense claimed Mr. Khan's driver Ashok Singh was the one driving the vehicle. The trial concluded in 2013, whereby Salman was acquitted of all charges against him. The case has remained controversial in India, raising discussions about celebrity influence and accountability. The following is from Aap Ki Adalat, possibly in 2011, where interviewer Rajat Sharma posed questions to Mr. Khan about the hit-and-run case.
सलमान, हो सकता है कि उस समय एक दौर चल रहा था कंट्रोवर्सीज का आपको लेकर के पहले
से इलेक्शंस का भी टाइम था सर,
क्योंकि उसी वक्त में दूसरी कंट्रोवर्सी सामने आई कि आपने रात में शराब पीकर गाड़ी चलाते हुए पटरी पर चढ़ा दी और कुछ मासूम लोग मर गए, घायल हो गए उसमें।
जी सर, वो मुझे आज तक उस बात का बहुत अफसोस है और जब मैं घर जाता हूं तो वो राइट टर्न मेरे लिए बनता ही बनता है सर। अब जब वो राइट टर्न लेता हूं तो मुझे कि मेरी गाड़ी से ये हुआ था और मैं उस गाड़ी में मौजूद था। आपको अंदाज़ा ही नहीं लगा सकते कि जब मैं जाता हूं वहाँ से तो एवरी टाइम इट जस्ट हर्ट्स मी हियर। इट इज़ द वर्स्ट थिंग दैट कैन एवर हैपन। वो बेचारे मासूम सो रहे थे, हमारे ड्राइवर गाड़ी चला रहे थे, मैं और कमाल पीछे बैठे थे, हमारा सिक्योरिटी जो कि पुलिस का सिक्योरिटी था वो सामने बैठा था।
As Rajat Sharma began questioning about the accident caused by Salman Khan whilst driving under the influence of alcohol, Salman interrupted with mention of elections. It is unclear if the interruption was sarcasm or humor. What did seem obvious was that the purpose of the interruption was deflection and control. Salman appeared to be trying to dominate or put up a shield of humor to the inevitable line of questioning about the hit-and-run case. However, Rajat Sharma continued, not allowing his chain of thought and line of inquiry to be impacted by the interruption. When Salman spoke about the site of the accident being on his route home and the regret he felt every time he drove past, his hand gestures were calming or soothing, which implied effort on Salman's part to encourage others to relax and not overreact. He winced when he said "it hurts me," and it is the worst thing. A wince is a quick, involuntary facial expression which signals emotional or physical discomfort. Salman may have been judging his past actions harshly, not just about what happened but how he saw himself in that moment. In body language, a wince may trigger shame, guilt, or embarrassment as well as a memory that hurts. A wince is the body's way of saying that was hard to talk about. When Salman was listing the persons traveling in his car, his hand movements conveyed overcompensation or performed confidence. I believe his attempt to present the facts came off as contrived and rehearsed. It could be observed that Salman Khan appeared to be leaning away from Rajat Sharma, with his head tilted as far back as possible. His posture was leaking signs of discomfort and defensiveness. He did not appear to trust the direct nature of the questions, thus avoidance and evasion showed up in his body language.
और मेरी नेक्स्ट डे सुबह को 7 बजे की शिफ्ट थी गर्व की, और टर्न वहाँ पे ग्रेवल था। ड्राइवर ने ब्रेक मारा सर, गाड़ी स्किड हो गई क्योंकि ग्रेवल था वहाँ पर। वो बोलते हैं कि 180 या 200 की स्पीड पे गाड़ी चलाते हैं सर। अब वो वहाँ से जो सेंट पॉल्स का जो रास्ता है सर, अगर आप शूमाकर को भी गाड़ी दे दो सर उतनी फास्ट नहीं चला पाएगा। और 4 लाख लैंड क्रूजर्स दैट पॉइंट टाइम, टोयोटा लैंड क्रूजर्स, वो पुल्ड बैक बिकॉज द APBS सिस्टम यूज्ड टू लॉक। तो ये है सर। और फिर इट डजंट मेक एनी न्यूज़। वी आर स्टिल फाइटिंग द केस दैट वी that what they said the Salman was driving, we're still fighting that case. मेरे ड्राइवर हैं, उनका नाम अशोक है, आप कभी भी उनसे पूछ लीजिए। बट इट डजंट मेक एनी न्यूज़ कि सलमान खान के ड्राइवर गाड़ी चला रहे थे। इट मेक्स अ बिगर न्यूज़। अब वो कोर्ट के अंदर फाइट करेंगे, जीत जाएंगे, या जो भी होगा वो होगा, उस वक्त देखेंगे। लेकिन अभी तक के जो आ रहे हैं 5 साल, 1.5 साल, 3 साल, अभी तक के कुछ 30-40 ईयर्स का तो एक बंदोबस्त है अगर उस तरफ पे जाता है केस तो। और 11 साल हो गए हैं केस के लिए। अभी भी जाता हूँ जोधपुर, अभी भी जब मैं ट्रैवल करता हूँ बाहर, मुझे जोधपुर कोर्ट से परमिशन लेनी पड़ती है कि मैं इस तारीख को यहाँ से जाऊँगा, इस जगह जाऊँगा, इस जगह जाऊँगा, इस जगह जाऊँगा, और इस तारीख के पे वापस आ जाऊँगा। फिर वहाँ से मेरा पासपोर्ट होता है, फिर जाता है मेरा पासपोर्ट, परमिशन आती है वहाँ से, जाती है फिर बॉम्बे पासपोर्ट ऑफिस में, फिर वो वहाँ पे स्टैम्प करते हैं, फिर वहाँ से आता है मेरे पास, और फिर मैं ट्रैवल करता हूँ। ये 9 साल से चल रहा है सर।
Salman Khan spent some time recalling irrelevant details such as his shooting for the film Girv. By doing so, he was either avoiding the topic at hand, experiencing cognitive overload so the brain focused on peripheral things, or even deceptiveness whereby too many details were included to appear truthful. He shook his head regarding the speed possible on that particular road and limitations of the Land Cruiser being driven at the time of the incident, suggesting disagreement, denial, or rejection that the vehicle was traveling fast when it ran over those people sleeping on the roadside. He demonstrated overcompensating behavior when he talked about Schumacher, the racing driver, and the recall due to a fault in the Land Cruiser series he owned during the tragedy. His smug expression that followed signaled superiority, satisfaction, and one-upmanship. He talked about his driver Ashok, who he claimed was driving the car when the accident took place. He then went on to say that Ashok could be questioned at any time. Although he was trying to reassure his audience with his alibi, his limbic system gave away nervousness or anxiety about his driver being questioned, as people often lick their lips when they are feeling tense. He then went on to expand that the main issue was what made news, which explained why the focus was on him. Oddly, he then elaborated on the case being ongoing and how he still attended Jodhpur court. He was now talking about the Black Buck case, although he was being questioned about the hit and run. It was almost as if he changed the subject, and this may have been a useful strategy to avoid discomfort or redirect focus. He went off on a tangent, bringing up irrelevant details of the red tape surrounding his traveling abroad. I believe Salman's speaking at length about all the strife around his passport was avoidance and possibly even deception.
जब आप जानते हैं कि आपकी ताकत जनता है, लोगों का प्यार है, तो ये सब बातें आपने पब्लिक में क्यों नहीं बताई?
सर क्योंकि मेरा कहना सर इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस एट ऑल। इस बार जब मैं जोधपुर गया था, जो इस बार जो तो बहुत ही फनी सीक्वेंस है सर, कि मैं खड़ा हूँ वहाँ पर और जज साहब ने मुझे दे दिया अंदर जाने का, हेल्थ फार्म जाने का वो स्टैम्प। तो जो हमारे जो पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर है जो कि मेरे खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं, हाँ, मैं वहाँ से निकल रहा हूँ, ये सर बहुत बुरा हुआ यार, बहुत बुरा हुआ। सर बहुत बुरा, तो लड़ क्यों रहे हो यार? पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर के आंखों में आंसू आ गए, बोला कि यार ये अच्छा नहीं हुआ यार। आई थॉट इज द स्वीटेस्ट थिंग। I just believe that when somebody knows कि इसमें केस में कोई दम नहीं है.
I have studied Salman Khan's baseline, and he generally slightly leans forward when interested or engaged in conversation. He often maintains a neutral or slightly stern face that can be read as calm or intense, sometimes with a half or full smirk. Salman makes strong eye contact, suggesting confidence and dominance. He occasionally squints, which adds to his tough guy image and suggests scrutiny or skepticism. He often uses minimal purposeful gestures while speaking and sometimes emphasizes points with quick hand movements, conveying assertiveness. He tends to speak slowly and deliberately, often pausing for effect. Salman was observed as he masked or reset his expression when he wiped his whole face downwards with his palm. He did this to regulate his emotions and present himself with humor. A moment later, Salman Khan suddenly stood up and attempted to tell a funny story, which nobody laughed at or found funny, except Salman himself. In body language, this can be interpreted as I am uncomfortable with the seriousness, so I am hijacking the tone of the room for my own relief, amusement, or attention. The gulp that soon followed was more than likely a sign of exposure. His body language betrayed him here if he had been deceptive or was guilty in any way. I would briefly like to comment on Rajat Sharma's body language as Salman droned on. Mr. Sharma's sustained eye contact, still expressionless face, subtle head tilt and leaning forward slightly were conclusive of someone skeptical, sensing his questions were being avoided and aware of dealing with someone who was not being forthcoming. Overall, the manner in which Mr. Khan had one arm over the back of the chair gave off an air of arrogance and confidence, which probably came from the preparation and practice of his intended responses on the hit-and-run case. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, please do like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, farewell.